what does a business stand to lose if it operates outside the boundaries of ethics? Quite a lot. And in this particular case, it's $240 million and customer trust and loyalty. So I'm talking about ANZ Bank, which is based in Australia. So recently, Australia's ASIC, it pulled up ANZ Bank for widespread misconduct, which has happened over a period of 12 to 13 years. As part of the settlement, ANZ Bank is supposed to pay $125 million for its misconduct in managing government bonds and another $115 million towards that affected customers. So from 2013 to 2024, the bank has actually underpaid interest payments to its customers and also done other things like not honoring hardship notices from customers. So things like when a customer is not able to pay a particular installment or something in time, they send a hardship notice to the customer asking for some kind of grace period, but the bank hasn't honored these notices. And in other cases, they've actually charged customers who have lost their lives, which is not at all justifiable in any manner. And I think this particular case, it highlights the importance of acting within the boundaries of ethics so that you can retain your customer trust and loyalty.
Absolutely, Vinay. I think not just in Weekly CX Catch-up, but also in Simplified CXR blog, time and time again, we keep talking about why apologies matter, how timely they should be, and all of that. But especially in this case, when your trust has been eroding for 12 to 13 years, and when you're operating in an industry which is like finance, where every transaction is built on trust, is it possible to win back the trust and confidence of your customers and the government just by a simple apology? That's what the current chairperson did, stating that he feels really sorry and he's taking all the accountability and all the actions needed. And even the new CEO, he came out and said that there will be some reorganization and that they are letting go of like 3,500 employees and 1,000 contract workers. But still, it's too big of a gap to fill with an apology, and the consequences are like too vast for them to contain it in a very simple sense. Now, that brings us to the next story. This is a very interesting study that we came across recently. It's that when you are in a subscription-based service, right, how easy for your consumer to cancel your subscription directly equals to how many people actually subscribe to you. It's a very interesting thing because this study notes that 3 to 5 respondents want that flexibility of like pausing the subscription, like deferring the subscription, because in today's world, we are filled with so many choices and people want to simplify their subscription with like one point of touch. So this sort of flexibility actually benefits your business more.
Absolutely. And like you mentioned, just like in the case of the previous story, even in, we have mentioned time and time again on our Simplified CX blog that customer effort is something that is central to CX. So, and customer effort matters not just at the time of signing up or onboarding or whatever, it is something that matters throughout the customer journey. So if you make even cancellation or unsubscribing from a particular service easy, that's when the customer goes out with a positive impression of the business. So if you make it really difficult for them, it's like you have burnt the bridge between you and the customer, and they're not going to consider you for their future needs at all.
100%. I think having this sort of canceling flexibility, right, is not just good UX, but also right now it's coming under regulatory scrutiny. That brings us to our next story, how Amazon is actually facing a lawsuit from FTC. So what exactly happened was Amazon currently houses 200 million users of the Prime subscription, which costs around like $14.99 a month. Now, 40 millions of those users subscribe to Prime without clear consent, and Amazon's own data record shows that 10 million of those users tried canceling that subscription, but they paused midway because the UX just wasn't allowing them to. It was either very hard or very confusing. So people completely stopped their cancellation process. So when you consider it like per payment is just $14.99, but look at the volume of people who actually subscribe to it. So we're talking about a huge net revenue here. Now, obviously, Amazon is contesting against it, saying that the law is being stretched too thin and they're portrayed in a very bad light. But still, this is no excuse for actually making people want to subscribe to your offering without their clear consent, and also not letting them cancel whenever they want is clear indication of a dark pattern.
Yeah, and there is something called subscription fatigue that is going on, doing the rounds now, right? We have so many streaming services and platforms, and people now they've realized that they are spending indiscriminately on all of them, and they are underutilizing these services. So customers will need, like you said, the flexibility matters. It makes a huge difference, and if customers are given the choice to just step in and step out as and when needed, it's going to help them a lot. Recently, Amazon pushed in this new revenue method of streaming ads, right? So honestly, at a personal level, I've stopped watching anything on Prime because of this. I stick to other platforms now. But I think if even this unsubscription thing, it becomes a lot. If they don't fix it going forward, I think it's going to affect a lot more customers, and they're going to unsubscribe no matter what, and then I don't think they'll come back ever again. That brings us to the end of this episode. For the ad of the week, we have this simple yet impactful print ad by Mercedes Benz. It is not flashy, it does not say a lot, it just has one image and one line. It's an image of a steering wheel, and when a reader holds the newspaper, it feels like they're holding the steering wheel of a Mercedes car. It's a masterclass in communication and marketing.
And personally, we love ads, especially from luxury brands when their copywriting is very aspirational, not just because of the fact it's inspiring, but also it broadens their target audience. And that concludes this week's Weekly CX Catch Up, where we deliver late news with latest insights. Until next time.